Hi there, my name is Kay Moon and I'm a twin soul channel and Western astrologer. And this video includes a pre-recorded message about the very special role of twin souls in the years of 2021 and beyond. The Q&A with Kay group presented a question that had an answer relevant to the collective of twin souls who are ready to receive it. This transmission is going to resonate most with those who recognize that their twin soul journey is neither happening to them nor happening for them, but rather happening through them. This will resonate with those who recognize in their spirit that their experiences as a twin soul are part of something much bigger happening on earth, but may not have had the words to describe it yet. I've been sitting with this transmission for about 9 to 10 months. It came in about October, November of 2020. And I thought that I was crazy when I received it, that no one would get it if I shared it, and that maybe this was just for me. I'd keep it to myself. But as often occurs when I receive a particular transmission, Spirit sends a signal that the subscriber base is ready. And that signal occurred last week when a member of the Q&A with Kay group asked what the role of twin souls is at this time. And what follows is the transmission that I received last year. The specific question, phrasing of the question was this: Hi, Kay. Do you have any insight or guidance about twin flames' role at this point in time? I mean, globally, there seems to be a great purpose in us being here now. But when my mind starts going, it seems like twin flames are not going to get their crap together in time for whatever big is coming to us. And so that was all the prompting needed to bring forth the full transmission. And it seemed important enough to share it with those of you who are in fact ready to receive it. Here it is. He says, okay, so let me just tune in. Okay. So my guides are really showing me that the mission is what it's always been. That has not changed for this moment in human history. There are significant amounts of division and separation consciousness that are inside of the human temple, or they're using our phrase. I'm going to have to get to explaining what that is later, but try to use your psychic senses to follow what I'm saying here. They're saying that there's a lot of divisiveness and separation consciousness flowing through human templates at this time in the third dimension. And that the template, what's going on there is an act to, and I've talked about this in the Divine Purpose of Twin Flame video that I put on the channeled section in my YouTube, Timeless Channelings, with the separation consciousness. And this has been one of the challenges of the third dimension since its inception. And one of the challenges of Earth not long after it got created. So they're going back in time. They're showing me as all the planets in the solar system got created, they all had a very particular frequency, energy, vibration. They all resonate at certain frequencies of light with very particular types of, God, how can I describe that? They're telling me frequencies is enough. You do well enough explaining it on your channel, but they're saying the earth dimension was always meant to be a realm of free will and co-creative manifestation. Earth's frequency, because of that, has been hotly contested inside, our star system, because it is a realm of free will. It can very easily be pulled in the will of one direction or another or a third, so that that faction ends up having more power than it did on its own, because Earth is a free will zone. It is about its energy and frequency is about co-creation and manifestation. And I go over the energies and frequencies of all the planets inside of Star School 101. But what they were showing me is that with Earth having that frequency, there have been challenges of entities, energies attempting to really force that. One of the frequencies out there is one about division, enslavement consciousnesses, the bringing Earth under control of something else, that kind of thing. Now, with twin souls, one of the things that we're doing here on Earth as part of a larger collective of light workers, we are not the only, and we're one type. We are, and what we are doing is working in opposition to division and separation consciousness. We are working in opposition to the idea, you're not like us, you can't sit with us. You're not like us, you should be subject to us. You're not like us, you should be enslaved to us. With twin souls, what we are working is love. We are working union, unity consciousness. We are working and bringing the frequency of removing barriers rather than constructing barriers. We are working the frequency of inclusion rather than exclusion. And so this is in part why you'll see many twin souls come in the mirror of opposites, different races, different ages, different backgrounds, different religions, where there has been strife between the groups, Hindus and Muslims, Muslims and Jews, Jews and Christians, Black and white, American and Eastern. You'll see a lot of those pieces of duality incarnate within twins, because as long as we are actively focusing on the path of removing those bricks, removing the separation pieces of consciousness, dissolving the ideas of exclusion and like disharmony. We don't technically have to be with our twin for us to be working the energies and bringing the message and the frequencies to Earth. All we have to do is literally be doing the work. We are on mission. We are doing what we came here to do. We don't have to be in some form of 3D world romantic union. However, what that is for us is it's the part in our human consciousness that is tied to that third chakra, the ego, that allows us, no matter how hard it gets, to stay true on the course. Is the idea that there is a place, there is a state, there is an opportunity where we fully understand, especially the intuiting twin, that there is a bliss state of love that is possible to experience in the physical form, in the third dimension, and come hell or high water, we are going to work toward getting there. And that is the mission of twins on the earth at this time. And the timing, again, non-attachment to time. It's not about this month. It's not about this year even. This divisive conversation and, subjugation and disharmony kind of templating that other entities have brought to Earth to try and make Earth like theirs, this has been going on for millennia. We have incarnated in a period of time as a group of beings, part of a larger group of light workers, to combat that, to make sure that Earth stays sovereign, to make sure that the frequencies of free will are not subject to external manipulation or dominance and control by those who would like to see the light beings of Earth not have that. Golly, that was a transmission. Thank you all for listening to that. I hope that was helpful. But that's the intel that I have on it. It fits into a larger conversation around which I haven't touched on my channel. I haven't been prompted to, but the revelation has come in. It's a much larger conversation about Earth's role in the solar system. It merges on the conversations that people are having about, the disclosure of information that we are not alone in our galaxy and our universe, that there are other beings here. These other beings have been working with us here on Earth for some time. And the disclosure community is very hype about, let's get disclosure. But one of the things that's been revealed to me about why we haven't had that yet is because we are working toward a place where in human consciousness, we are not so divisive, destructive, annihilatory, and violent toward that which is different from us because of fear. The disclosure conversation and this kind of larger conversation about not being alone here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, has been on hold while we work out a lot of our self-destructive tendencies. Because if we'll just destroy one another based on different race, based on different belief systems, based on different economic systems from country to country, if we find human life so disposable, their thinking has been, imagine what they're going to do to us, given what we look like to them in the third dimension with the third dimensional senses. If they're going to do that to each other, we need them to get to a place where they are less violent. And so coming back to the twin soul conversation, the whole thing has really been about doing the work to remove divisive consciousnesses and diminish those in our world. So this is why it's so important as the love from the twin flows in, the connection ignites our soul space. This is why it's so incredibly important that we take the time to move it outside of just the connection and into our education and school systems, into our neighborhoods, into our families, into our communities. Move that love into, all the groups that we touch. Because the more we can be that light of, hey, how about less division, more union? The more we can be that message, the easier it's going to be for Earth to shed and throw off the yoke of some of those control mechanisms that would see us not have access to our divinity or have access to our light. Whoa, that was a transmission. I really hope that was helpful for you guys. You got to let me know if that was useful. But that's the role of the twins. I just wanted to say I appreciate you listening to the full transmission. I know that was a lot. There maybe have been some terms that didn't quite make sense to you. But for those who were ready, I'm sure you received that with deep resonance in your soul. And for those it just didn't resonate for, it's okay. You may not necessarily be on the same soul mission as those for whom it didn't resonate for. There may be a different soul mission for you. Trust your intuition. I operate from a place of zero make wrong. So if for some reason it wasn't for you, that doesn't mean that the message is against you or makes you wrong. Use your intuition to find what is true for you. This is just the intel that I have received with the level of consciousness that I have at this particular moment in time. And I'm sharing it with you to assist you with the discernment and clarification of your own level of consciousness, to give you something to start with as you lean into, why am I here? What am I doing? What's my role as a twin? If you'd like to sign up for Q&A with Kay's waitlist, it will be offered again in 2022. And the link to join the private list will be below. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you are, of course, more than welcome to. There are still sessions available in August where we can examine your light work and what your personal role is within all of this together in a personal reading. I look forward to hearing from you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And for now, take great care.